On the 4th and 5th of October, the Catholic Church will celebrate the Jubilee of Migrants and of the Missions. It's an important day for the Catholic Church this year. Every year, towards the end of September, the Catholic Church observes the World Day of Migrants and Refugees. This year, it is the 111th World Day of Migrants and Refugees. For this, Pope Leo XIV has given us a very, very powerful message. He says, the current global context is sadly marked by wars, violence, and injustice, and extreme weather events, which force millions of people to leave their homelands in search of refuge elsewhere. The widespread tendency to look after the interests of limited communities poses a serious threat to the sharing of responsibility, multilateral cooperation, the pursuit of the common good, and global solidarity for the benefit of our entire human family. The prospect of a renewed arms race and the development of new armaments, including nuclear weapons, the lack of consideration for the harmful effects of the ongoing climate crisis, and the impact of profound economic inequalities make the challenges of the present and the future increasingly demanding. Powerful words from Pope Leo, which in a way sets the tone for this year's Jubilee of Migrants and Refugees. What are we talking about today? What is the state both of migrants and refugees? We have been seeing what is happening the world over, how migrants and refugees are really not welcome. Migration has been part of human history for centuries, and we read it in the Bible in the Old Testament, how Moses and Abraham led their people to a promised land. People have been coming all over the world. We have had the colonialists going to various countries, to the United States, where they took over the lands from the Native Americans. We saw it in Australia, where they took over the land from the indigenous peoples. We see it in India, when colonialists and also the Assyrians came into India and took away the lands from the Dravidians, from the tribals, from the Adivasis, from the indigenous people. Migration, movements of people from one country to the other, has been with us for centuries. The point is, how do we treat the stranger? How do we treat a person who comes from another place? Do we treat them as the other, or do we treat them as one of our own? Pope Francis of beloved memory has this powerful encyclical, Fratelli Tutti, where he says very strongly that all are my sisters and my brothers. And he situates it in that parable of Jesus, of the Good Samaritan. The question we need to ask ourselves is, are we doing enough to care for the migrants, to care for the refugees, to care for the strangers who knock at our door? In the last judgment, Jesus will ask us and tell us, when I was a stranger, you received me, you welcomed me, or did not receive me, did not welcome me. It's important that 4th and 5th of October have other, say, significant observances. It is 4th of October is the end of the season of creation, and we see what is happening due to global warming, due to climate change. We have COP30 coming in early November in Brazil. The point is, has a nation, has a world, As citizens of Mother Earth, do we care for our common home? Are we doing enough? St. Francis of Assisi, whose feast we celebrate on the 4th of October, did plenty. He wanted us to be the channels of God's peace. He wanted us to care for God's creation, and that is why He is the patron of all creation. Ultimately, we also on the 4th of October observe Brotherhood Day, reminding all of us that all men and women are brothers and sisters. Let us do all we can, my dear sisters and brothers, to help make our world a better place, to care for the stranger, for the migrant, for the refugee, and above all, to care for God's creation, which is our common home. May the Lord of our creation, may the God of every single person in this world continue to care for us and lead us to a more humane and dignified life.